Atlas in the hot seat tonight.
And Atlas.
Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
So, let us go ahead and address the elephant in the room, although I don't really think it's an elephant. But FYI, I had talked about this earlier in the week that I was going to have Boogie on the show today as an interview. And I was excited for this because Boogie and I have wanted to have a conversation with each other for a very long time. I mean, I remember mentioning years and years ago saying, hey, you know, that would be a really interesting guy to have a conversation with Boogie. And that was before Boogie had all the hate thrown against him and he was exposed for all this stuff that he's done. This was when people kind of still liked him. And I was like, I think this would be a fun conversation to have. Of course, so now with all the stuff that's happened with this man in the last several years, the interactions that we've had as a result of LOLCOW Live and all of that, I definitely feel like, you know, it would be a fun appearance. I certainly don't know how it would go. It could go many different ways, but I think just having it happen would have been fascinating, right? Well, what ended up happening was I never formally announced that it was going to 100% happen today. I did put it on my nightly schedule for a few days there, but I never really said, yes, it's 100% locked and this and that. And the reason I didn't do that was because it's Boogie. And after having, you know, conversation with Keemstar on this very show back in August, he basically explained to me that working with Wings and Boogie was very difficult. And, you know, I start to understand what that means to some extent now that I've had some interaction with Boogie in this regard. I'm literally just trying to schedule a podcast appearance. That's it. Like, all I want to do is have him as a guest and have an interview. It's not like rocket science or a big deal, okay? Well, as I'm talking with him over these past, like, month trying to do it, he very sporadically answers messages. He won't read his DMs and message, like, daily or even every other day. It'll be, like once a week. Maybe he'll finally get back to me on something. And he keeps expressing that he wants to be on the show, but we can't ever really lock it in. So finally, I really wanted to have him on the show this week. I didn't have any guests for a few weeks now, and I was like, this would be great to finally have him on the show. And talking with him, seemed like he wanted to do it. I said, well, my show is at this time. I need your Discord, you know, basic stuff so we can get it set up. As of this morning, I still don't have him added on Discord. Okay? I know. It's pretty insane. It's like, what? Isn't step one just get him added on Discord so that way you can discuss detail? He's still not on my Discord, all right? And that's not because I haven't tried, all right? Basically, I wanted him to be on the show this morning, but I just couldn't get him to lock it in and confirm he would be on the show. He got confused about time zones. Like, I told him Pacific time, and then he asked me, oh, is that time Pacific time? I was like, yes, it's Pacific time. That's what I'm talking about. Without going into massive details about it, because it really isn't worth a giant segment on the show, trying to handle Boogie and try to, like, schedule this is like trying to handle like a live eel that's like writhing around. You're trying to grab it. Listen, just stay still for a second so I can talk to you, so we can get this locked in. We can get this happening. It's like impossible, right? Like one of those water weenies. You ever had one of the water weenie things that kids have? It's like squeezes all over the place. That's what it's like. Okay, so basically, I wanted to have him on the show this morning, but he wouldn't confirm. All right. Last night, when I was, I guess I looked at the time because I don't check my DMs 7,000 times a day. I check them like maybe twice a day, like once in the morning and then like once at night before I go to sleep. So last night before I went to sleep, I checked my DMs. Boogie had DM'd me back as I was setting up for my late stream. So I didn't see the DM when he had done it. And basically he finally sent me his Discord info so I could send him a Discord invite. And he said that he could be on the show today. And I'm like, I didn't see it until I was going to sleep last night. Now I'm not going to just all of a sudden be like, oh yeah, he's on the show this morning. So by the way, I sent him the Discord invite. And as of my knowledge, maybe that's changed, but as of this morning, he still hadn't accepted. So I don't know how he would have done the show anyway, because he still didn't accept my Discord invite, so I don't have him on my Discord yet. But anyway, I told him, let's still have you on the show, but let's do it later. Let's either do it later this week or maybe next week. So I'll talk to him again. I'll try at least to either get him on. I mean, potentially, there's a lot of different, he could be on Thursday or Friday. He could be on like early next week. Like I have openings for shows that he could slip in and be on the show if he wants to. But it's got to be his end of confirming and locking it in. I'm not going to tell you guys something and then it doesn't happen because he didn't confirm it. And he hasn't confirmed anything, right? Now, I'm well aware that Wings of Redemption has a surgery tomorrow, and I wish him the best. I really do. Like, that's really rough what he's going to go through, and it's going to be not only like a major deal to get through the surgery, but then to have to go through the life changes that he has to adapt to, or else he's going to get sick. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to have to adapt his diet. For those who don't know, Wings is having his gallbladder removed because of severe, like, inflammation and infection, and he needs to have it removed. But when you have your gallbladder removed, you actually need to change your lifestyle. You have to stop eating certain foods and change your ways. You have to. If you don't, and you continue to try to have the bad diet and stuff, you'll get very sick. So I hope that he can take it seriously, and I seriously hope that he recovers fast. You know, it's messed up that he's going through that right now. But I guess they're going to be, like, covering that on the show and everything. So I don't know to what extent Boogie will be busy for the next week or so, but I'll try to get in line with him. I mean, what I would argue is probably it makes sense to try to get him on the show early next week, like maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that, one of those days. But again, it's not really, the ball's in his court, not in mine. He has to confirm, yes, I will be on this day, on this time, and add me on Discord, and then we can lock it in, right? So that's what happened. Sorry that Boogie's not on the show. The thing is, there's this whole community based around, like, LOLcow Live and reacting to those guys and seeing what they do. And there's, like, several groups that actually reached out to me this week and were like, hey, are you really having Boogie on the show? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I literally don't know. One guy was on Twitter, and he posted up, he can't wait to react to it, and I responded. I was like, just so you know, it may not happen. You know, don't get your hopes up, because I don't want you, like, wasting your time setting up a whole stream for this thing, and it doesn't happen, and then look what happened, right? So, yeah, it kind of sucks, but what can you do? I'll do my best to try to secure that, hopefully for next week for you guys, okay? Yeah, that's right. No more Wendy's chili for Wings. Like, no, real talk, Wings will not be able to be doing that stuff. When his gallbladder is removed, he has to completely change his lifestyle around. Seriously. Okay.